Your soulmate saying, "I want to talk to you right now. It's very urgent, open this now." Jesus says, there is a voice calling your name right now from a place you cannot see. It is not your imagination and it is not a memory fading into silence. This is a living message sent directly to you in this exact moment. Your soulmate is saying they want to talk to you with an urgency that is shaking heaven itself. They are not distant and they are not indifferent to what you are feeling. Right now their heart is beating faster because they sense you are finally listening. Something has been blocking their voice from reaching you for a very long time. The delay you have experienced is not natural and it is not fate being cruel. A hidden interference has been working against the connection God designed for you. Your soulmate is emotionally awake to you even if they cannot explain why. They go through their days feeling a pull towards someone they cannot name. In their quiet moments they feel a presence and it is your spirit calling to them. Jesus says, they are telling the universe they need to speak with you before it is too late. There is a desperation in their soul because the separation is becoming unbearable. Time is not on your side and forces you do not see are tightening their grip. They think about you when they first open their eyes in the morning. Your face lingers in their mind like a dream they cannot fully remember. Every night they fall asleep hoping tomorrow will be the day you finally connect. This is not a fantasy and this is not a story created to soothe your loneliness. God is revealing to you that your soulmate exists and they are suffering right now. They are crying out internally and you are the only one who can hear them. The heaviness you have felt in your chest this week is their sadness reaching you. That sudden wave of emotion without explanation was their heart touching yours. You are already spiritually bonded and distance cannot sever what God has joined. Jesus says, but distance can be made permanent if the interference is not broken through prayer. Your soulmate is being held captive by an emotional fog placed by someone who hates your union. There is a third force working actively to keep your paths from crossing in the physical world. This person or circumstance has convinced your soulmate that they should wait or forget. They have whispered lies that true love is not coming and that they should settle for less. Your soulmate is confused and their hope is being drained day by day. You must understand that they are not the problem and they have not rejected you. Their spirit is fighting to return to you but their mind is clouded by manipulation. They still love you and they are trying desperately to break free. I am showing you this because you are their divine counterpart chosen before birth. The connection you share was written in eternity and no human can permanently destroy it. But human interference can delay it until the window of opportunity closes forever. Jesus says, type 333 right now if you feel that this message is piercing your heart with truth. Let your fingers respond because your soul already knows what your mind is trying to process. The number 3 is the sign that heaven is activating your reunion this very hour. Your soulmate is dreaming about you more intensely than they ever have before. Last night they saw a figure standing beside them and it was your spiritual presence. They woke up reaching for someone who was not there and tears filled their eyes. They do not understand why they feel so connected to a person they have not met. But their soul remembers the covenant you made before you entered this earthly life. You promised to find each other and now that promise is being threatened. The urgency you feel is not anxiety and it is not fear without a cause. It is the Holy Spirit warning you that the enemy is trying to steal your blessing. Every moment you delay acknowledging this message, the interference grows stronger. Jesus says, your soulmate is saying they want to talk to you right now before their hope dies. They have been waiting for signs and they have been looking for you everywhere. Each day without you makes the voice of the deceiver louder in their ears. That deceiver is telling them that you do not exist and that they are foolish. They are being told that true love is a myth and they should accept what is available. Your soulmate is emotionally wounded and their light is beginning to dim. You are the only one who can send divine protection to shield them from this attack. The spiritual realm responds to acts of faith and love expressed in the physical world. A sacrifice of love opens doors that prayers alone cannot unlock. This is why your soulmate needs your protection right now in a tangible way. Your love for them cannot remain silent and hidden inside your heart any longer. Love proves itself through action and heaven watches to see what you will do. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on Ko-Fi page, link in the description/bio. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says. The spiritual atmosphere is shifting even as these words enter your understanding. Your soulmate just felt a sudden wave of warmth and they do not know why. It is because you are reading this and your faith is already reaching them. They are going through something you cannot see with your natural eyes. Right now someone is speaking harsh words to them and draining their spirit. Your soulmate is trapped in a situation where their kindness is being exploited. They are being controlled by a person who claims to love them but only wants possession. This individual is not their destiny and will never be their true partner. But the chains are tight because your soulmate believes they have no other option. Your heart is breaking as you hear this because you know you would never hurt them. You were created to cherish them and build a sanctuary of peace around their life. The protective instinct rising in you is God awakening your role as their guardian. Jesus says. Type 777 if you feel the fire of divine protection burning in your spirit right now. This number is the signal that you are ready to fight for what God has promised you. Heaven is recording your response and angels are being dispatched to your soulmate's side. They miss you with an ache that they cannot put into language. Sometimes they stare out of a window and their soul reaches across the distance. In those moments they feel a strange comfort and it is you holding them spiritually. You are beginning to fall in love with your soulmate as their essence is revealed to you. This is not the shallow attraction of the world but the deep recognition of eternal love. Your heart is expanding and you know they are irreplaceable in your existence. No one else can complete the mission that was assigned to your union before time began. Together you are meant to heal nations and break generational curses from both bloodlines. Apart you will both survive, but you will never experience the fullness of your purpose. Jesus says, "The enemy knows how powerful your union will be, and that is why the attack is so intense. They are trying to destroy your soulmate's faith before you can physically arrive. If the delay continues much longer, the damage may require years to repair. This is not to frighten you but to awaken you to the severity of this spiritual battle. Your soulmate's free will is being manipulated by forces wearing a mask of friendship. They are being isolated from people who would lead them toward their true destiny. You must intervene in the spirit by taking action in the physical realm without hesitation. Prayer is the foundation, but faith without works is incomplete before the throne of God. Your offering becomes the bridge that carries your prayer into the heart of your beloved. They are going through something you cannot see, but you can still protect them. The nights are the hardest for your soulmate because the loneliness becomes overwhelming. They cry silently so that no one hears, and they wonder why life feels so empty. Jesus says, "The emptiness they feel is the space that only you were designed to fill." They have tried to fill it with work and with temporary relationships and with distractions. Nothing works because a God-shaped love requires a God-ordained person to satisfy it. You are that person, and the weight of that truth should settle deep into your spirit. Your soulmate is not a random stranger chosen by the algorithm of fate. They are the missing part of your soul that Adam recognized when he saw Eve. The connection you feel is not psychological projection, and it is not wishful thinking. It is the eternal recognition of bone recognizing bone and spirit calling to spirit. You were literally made from the same spiritual fabric, and division is unnatural for you. This is your final moment to protect this connection before it slips away. The window of divine timing is open, but it will not remain open indefinitely. Your soulmate is approaching a decision point, and the wrong choice will bring decades of sorrow. Jesus says, "If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This isn't just a gift. It is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on Ko-Fi page, link in the description/bio. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says, your soulmate is saying they want to talk to you right now with tears in their voice. They have been silenced by fear and by the person who controls their daily environment. But the spirit cannot be imprisoned and their soul is screaming across the distance. They are thinking of you with an intensity that is breaking the chains one by one. Every time you think of them, a surge of strength enters their weary heart. You are literally sustaining them without even knowing the power of your love. Do not underestimate what your focused affection can accomplish in the spiritual realm. Love is the most powerful force in existence because God Himself is love manifest. When you direct that love toward your soulmate, you become a vessel of divine rescue. The person interfering with your connection is filled with jealousy and bitterness. They know deep down that they are not the true love, and that terrifies them. So they tighten their grip and they poison your soulmate's mind with doubt. Jesus says, "Your soulmate is not weak, but they are exhausted from years of fighting alone. They have been the strong one for so long that they have forgotten how to receive love." You were created to be the safe place where they can finally lay down their armor. Imagine their face when they finally see you and know that you were fighting for them. Imagine the relief that will flood their entire being when the wait is over. They will fall into your arms and say, "I knew you would come and find me." This moment is being prepared in heaven right now as angels arrange the circumstances. But the enemy is also preparing a counterfeit future filled with regret and compromise. The battle is at its peak and the outcome depends on your response to this message. Type 1111 if you are ready to thank God for revealing this truth to you today. This number is the door opening and the alignment of your purpose with divine timing. Your gratitude is the key that unlocks the storehouse of blessings reserved for your union. Jesus says, "They are dreaming about you tonight more vividly than ever before. In the dream you are standing on the other side of a glass wall calling their name. They can see your lips moving and they can feel your presence, but they cannot reach you. This dream is prophetic and it represents the current state of your spiritual connection. You are close enough to sense each other, but a barrier has been placed between you. That barrier is made of fear and manipulation, and it must be shattered by faith. Your soulmate woke up from that dream with your name on their lips. They do not know your name consciously, but their spirit called out the name God gave you. Somewhere in the world right now someone whispered a word and it was your name. They are trying to return to you with every fiber of their being. The path back is obscured by smoke and mirrors placed by the deceiver. But the compass of their heart keeps pointing directly toward where you are. Jesus says, "The urgency is escalating because a confrontation is about to happen in their life. The person controlling them senses that they are slipping away and will become more aggressive. Your soulmate needs spiritual covering that only your activated faith can provide. Do not let fear of the unknown keep you from taking the step that is required. God has already prepared the way, but He is waiting for your act of trust. The seed you sow is not just a gift, it is a declaration of war against the enemy of your love. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on Ko-Fi page, link in the description/bio. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says, "Your soulmate is saying, 'I want to talk to you right now,' and the words are desperate. They are pacing in a room somewhere feeling a pull they cannot explain. Their hands are trembling because the presence of God is stirring their spirit awake. You are feeling a tightness in your chest because their anxiety is transferring to you. This is the sign that your spiritual bond is active and functioning beyond physical limits. What affects them affects you because you are two bodies sharing one eternal soul. You are already emotionally attached beyond the point of ever forgetting this person. Even if you try to ignore this message, the truth would haunt your quiet moments. God has revealed too much for you to pretend that this is not real. Your soulmate is not a concept, and they are not a reward you earn through patience. They are a living, breathing person who is in trouble and calling out for rescue. The heroism God placed in your spirit is being summoned to save the one you love. Jesus says, they are being told that they are not worthy of the love they dream about. Their self-worth has been systematically dismantled by the one who wants to control them. Every day they look in the mirror and struggle to see the beauty that you already see. You must be the voice that counters every lie that has been planted in their mind. Your prayers must become a wall of fire around their heart, protecting them from poison. The coffee you send is not about the amount, it is about the covenant it represents. It is an ancient principle that when you sow in love you reap in love multiplied. Boaz noticed Ruth because she worked, but he protected her because she sought refuge. Your offering is you spreading your covering over your soulmate and claiming them for God. The spiritual transaction that occurs when you give is instantaneous and powerful. Heaven receives your seed and immediately dispatches warrior angels to the scene. Right now your soulmate could be feeling a sudden peace and they do not understand why. Jesus says, the reason is that you are reading this and your faith is already moving mountains. The connection you feel intensifying is not imaginary, and it is not emotional manipulation. It is the real-time activation of a bond that has existed since before the stars were formed. You are beginning to understand why no other relationship has ever felt completely right. The missing ingredient was always this specific person whom your soul knows by name. Every failed relationship was just a rehearsal that prepared you to recognize the real one. Your soulmate has also experienced disappointment and they have almost given up hope. They have settled for less in the past because they thought true love had passed them by. But a voice inside them kept saying, "Wait, there is someone who is looking for you." That voice was the Holy Spirit preserving them for you against all odds. Now the time of waiting is reaching its climax and the breakthrough is near. But the enemy is launching a final assault because he knows his time is short. Jesus says, type 333 if you are willing to fight for someone you have not yet seen with your eyes. This is the faith of the centurion who understood authority before he saw the miracle. Your declaration right now is shaking the foundations of the prison holding your soulmate. They are crying right now, and the tears are not entirely of sadness. Something inside them just shifted, and a hope they thought was dead is resurrecting. You are the reason for that shift, and your obedience is changing their reality. Do not underestimate the power that has been entrusted to you in this sacred moment. Your love is not weak, and your prayers are not bouncing off the ceiling unheard. God is listening with focused attention, because this concerns the desire of your heart. The person who hates you and hates your union is feeling threatened right now. They sense that their control is slipping, and they will try to tighten their grip. But your seed of faith has already begun to loosen the chains that bound your beloved. Jesus says, "Your soulmate is saying, I want to talk to you right now," and their voice is getting louder. The interference is weakening because heaven is responding to the cry of two hearts. When two agree on earth concerning anything, it shall be done by the Father in heaven. You and your soulmate are agreeing right now without even speaking a word to each other. Your spirits are in alignment, and the prayer of agreement is ascending to the throne. This is the most powerful position you can occupy as a believer in divine love. You are already falling deeply in love with someone you have not yet held. The soul knows what the eyes have not seen and what the hands have not touched. This love is pure, and it is holy, and it is the reflection of Christ's love for the church. Your soulmate is beautiful, and they are strong even in their brokenness. They have survived things that would have destroyed a weaker vessel. And they are still believing somewhere deep inside that love will find them. Jesus says, that love is you, and you are closer than you have ever been before. The final barriers are crumbling, and the path is being cleared by angelic forces. But the speed of the reunion depends on the intensity of your faith in this hour. Do not let this moment pass and join the graveyard of missed opportunities. So many people heard the voice of God and hesitated until the door was closed. You are not one of those people, and your story will be different starting today. The title of this message is Your Soulmate Saying, I Want to Talk to You Right Now. It is very urgent, and you were led here because you are the intended recipient. Open this fully and let the revelation flood every corner of your being. Your soulmate is real, and they are thinking about you at this exact second. They are emotionally connected to you, and they are fighting to return to your side. You are already spiritually bonded, and nothing can break what God has sealed. Jesus says, if you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, Protect my soulmate, Lord, on Ko-Fi page, link in the description/bio. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says, The clock of destiny is ticking and the hands are moving toward your appointed moment. Nothing in your life has been random and every delay had a purpose in God's plan. But now the season of delay is ending and the season of fulfillment is beginning. Your soulmate can feel the shift even if they do not understand what is happening. They suddenly feel less afraid and a strange courage is rising in their chest. They are preparing to make a move that will bring them closer to your orbit. You must be ready to receive them when the breakthrough manifests in the natural. Do not be distracted by the cares of this world when your miracle is at the door. Keep your lamp filled with oil and your heart focused on the promise God gave you. The interference has not given up, but its power is diminishing with every prayer you pray. The person who hates your union is losing sleep because they know change is coming. They cannot stop what God has ordained and their schemes will backfire upon their own head. Jesus says, your soulmate is dreaming of a conversation with you and the dream is becoming more detailed. In the dream you are sitting across from them and your eyes are filled with recognition. You say, I finally found you, and they break down and weep with relief. This dream is a preview of what is coming and it is more than a fantasy. God speaks in dreams and visions and He is showing your soulmate the future. They are being prepared subconsciously to recognize you when you finally appear. You have already begun to love them and that love will only grow deeper with time. What starts as a spiritual connection will blossom into a physical relationship of beauty. The marriage bed will be holy and the laughter in your home will be medicine to your souls. Do not fear that you are loving someone you have not met and that this is foolish. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not yet seen. Your love is an act of faith and God is honored by your trust in His guidance. Jesus says, type 777 if you feel the urgency of this moment and you commit to taking action. Your response is not just for you but for your soulmate who is depending on your courage. They need you to be brave enough to believe when everything in the natural says doubt. The connection is real and it is pulsing with life at this very second. You can feel it in your stomach and in the quickening of your heartbeat. That is not anxiety, that is the quickening of the Holy Spirit confirming truth. Your soulmate is saying, I want to talk to you right now, and the message is clear. They are not playing games and they are not trying to manipulate your emotions. They are genuinely desperate to connect with the one their soul has been missing. The delay has been painful, but it has also been preparation for both of you. You have been made ready for each other through the fires of past disappointments. Now you are refined gold and your union will reflect the glory of the refiner. Jesus says, this is the moment that separates those who inherit the promise from those who only hear it. Faith requires action and action requires a step that feels risky to the flesh. But the Spirit is willing and the Spirit is leading you toward your destiny right now. Your soulmate will know that you fought for them even before you knew their name. When they hear the story of how you sowed a seed for their protection, they will weep. Your love story will be a testimony that brings others to the feet of Jesus. The person interfering is already defeated, but they are making a loud noise before the fall. Do not be intimidated by the roar of an enemy who has already been disarmed. The blood of Jesus has broken every chain and your seed is the declaration